Okay, I'm going to make a Pinterest pin and show you how I do it today and how I schedule it, etc. So I made a new product listed on my Etsy shop. No, sorry, that's on my Shopify. It's already on my Etsy shop, but I now just put it on my Shopify, so I'm going to make a pin for it. So I'm finding the new product just so I can have the link open. Don't need my Shopify open. Okay, I have my Pinterest page open. And then I'm going to open up Tailwind. This is where I normally schedule through. And then I'm also going to open up the trends.pinterest.com so I can look for good keywords. Okay. And now I'm just moving everything in order. So this is a look at my pins. I do a mix of product pins, image pins, and video pins. And this is on my business account. It's good to have a business account so you can see which pins are doing well. So I save the backgrounds. I'm doing this in Adobe Illustrator. I save the backgrounds of my Pinterest pins so that I don't have to keep on creating the background. So I'm going to find an image that I took of the product and put that back there. And then this part I kind of work on for a while, but it's how I want my pin to look good. This is kind of the fun part for me. It makes the whole thing more fun because I like the graphic design part of it. But I always make sure that at the bottom I have my website and my logo because you don't know when people are scrolling if they see that website and it's in the back of their mind at some point because then maybe they see it again and they're like, oh yeah, I saw that somewhere else, and then they see it again and then maybe that's the time they click, that third time, who knows. And I try to make it really clear what they are doing when they click the call to action, order this gift at, etc. Okay, so in the trends tab, I am going to look up just different Easter words and see what is doing better than other words. So I have Easter baskets for kids, Easter basket stuffers, Easter gift, Easter gifts for kids, Easter crafts. Easter crafts is a big one, and I knew that was a big one. That's a lot more highly searched than the other two. Non-candy Easter basket ideas. So I went ahead and checked out the crafts just because I know that one is a good one and just to see what else is in there. So I can see the Easter gifts is a lot higher. Anyway, so I'm going to take some of those words and use them in my titles. I have two Pinterest backgrounds and I'm just going to copy and paste this title image into this one and just play around with the coloring. And then this is where I'm going to put some of those keywords in the title on here. I'm going to play around with the text. Crafty wasn't necessarily a word on there, but this is a crafty Easter gift. So it's also good to put what it actually is. You don't want to trick anybody by just throwing in a bunch of keywords because that's not going to get anybody to make the purchase or whatever you want them to do. Got to be clear about what it is. I'm just playing around with spacing. And then I had to open up another file and get these little bunnies to put around just because I like the way it looks. Now, I spent a lot of time on this part. You can do this in Canva, and I don't think you need an amazing looking pin. This is, just something that I like to spend time on. If you are not a graphic designer, that is okay. You can still have a nice looking pen. Still looking at the keywords, changing this to crafty Easter gift ideas, mostly because I thought the length of the text worked better. So I'm going to export this for web and then I'm going to make another pin. But on my second pin, I'm first going to look at some of the stuff on the trends tab. So if you go into the trends.pinterest.com and you scroll to the bottom of where you have the keywords like this, I'm scrolling down, I can actually click on one of those and it's going to show me examples of these Easter gift ideas. So I can kind of look around at other pens to get ideas of what looks good. What does their text look like? Now, sometimes these are just older pens that are just popular because have been on here for so long and they don't necessarily look great. Pinterest is a lot busier than it used to be, just like Etsy. There's more competition, so I'm working harder to make my pens look good so that they potentially stand out in the sea of a million bazillion pens. Okay, and this one I'm going to do a little bit different verbiage, and I'm going to do non-candy Easter basket. Okay, then I just kind of did a little bit more research. Sorry that I just sped that up. I decided to paint my nail on there. You know? Why not? And I just thought from far away you maybe couldn't tell. And this is just a sped up version of me designing this pen. I'm going to save this for the web, so now I have two options for my pen. Okay, I'm going to save this one for web, and then I'm going to go into Pinterest. And up here is where you create the pen. I'm going to pull one of those images in. Now, normally I would schedule through Tailwind, but because Easter is kind of soon, it my Tailwind already has a bunch of stuff up, and I'm not going to be able to do that. So, because right now, if I scheduled it, it wouldn't go out until March 24th, which is like right before Easter this year. So, that's not going to work. Okay, so now I'm coming up with more keywords to put in my title of my pen and in my description. And this always takes me a little bit of time because this is where I'm not good. I'm not good with words. I'm not good at the copy. Sometimes I use Chat GPT to help me come up with ideas for these kind of areas, but Chat GPT is not necessarily great with the keywords and doesn't always sound good. But just to get ideas, I think it's an option if this is not where you're good. So I'm making sure to have Easter basket, gift, craft in there. I like to put toddlers or kids. I know toddlers is well searched. I'm just going to put in my link and then I'm going to go ahead and schedule this onto my Easter craft for kids board. The board is another place that you want those keywords. The board description as well. So board title, board description. Okay, I changed that to preschoolers and added the word art. And for this second pin, I'm going to go ahead and put it in, but I'm going to schedule that one to pin tomorrow because I don't need two back to back. Now, this is like a month before Easter. Normally, I would have already made this pin, but this is a new product that I've recently created for my shop, so this is just the way it is. So this one I'm scheduling out, which you just schedule right there, publish at a later date, and then I'm going to select a different board. I don't have another Easter board, so I'm going to do unique kids gifts. I could also do spring crafts. Both of those would work. And I can actually take either of those pens and I could repin them to the spring craft board. I usually pin each pen to maybe 3 boards if they're relevant. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know below. I just started pinning every day just in the summer of 2023, and I'm just starting to see traction. I have a mix, like I said, of video and static pins, and you want to make sure you have a business account so that you can see your analytics to see what is doing well. My niche is crafts, and my video pins almost always do better, but I didn't know that until I looked at my analytics. You can look at engagements, you can look at pin clicks back here, you can look at outbound clicks, the big one, saves, and I hope this helps you. Let me know if you have any questions.